we'll just jump right in. You're back, and you won, right?
Yep.
TX2k?
Yes, sir.
So, you won the stick shift class, but leading up to it, you didn't even think you were going to make it, right?
Yeah, probably a month before we actually had to leave for the event, we had the car on the dyno chasing an ignition issue, which we ended up remedying with a set of resistor style spark plugs. But in the process, we hurt the engine, possibly at Bradenton when we were having those issues, just didn't realize it. But had to replace a rod, because we've been a connecting rod. The block we found once we got it took apart had a crack in, typical spot where the head bolt fastener leads over into a bore. And some valve issues, just old stainless valves that's been in the heads forever, so we had the heads freshened up. So we ordered up some block filler called Rock Block. It's supposed to cure in 24 hours. So we filled the block, and I called TKM and was like, hey, we're trying to make this big race in basically 3 weeks. And they said, bring it on. So we filled the block. The very next day, carried it down to those guys. They had the bore home deck. They did their O-ring job, which is a machine hoop now instead of an O-ring. Had to put our 4-bolt main caps on the 2-bolt block that we had. So there's quite a bit of machine work, and everything was down to the wire, but just short of 2 weeks they had it ready to go. I think we were planning on leaving Tuesday, and on Saturday evening we figured out that our turbo was hurt from the same engine issue that we had on the dyno, which basically amounted to a huge backfire. And so the turbo was getting oil in the compressor housing and the turbine housing. Borrowed a turbo that night, drove about an hour and a half to meet a fella that was kind enough to let us just use his turbo. So we bolted that on Sunday and did a little bit of dyno time, not really much, just to make sure the engine was healthy and everything was good. Loaded up and left.
So that turbo was much bigger than the, tell me about the few turbos, and who did you borrow it from?
Yeah, last year we ran a Precision 8891, and then over the winter we had put a ProMod 88 XPR on it. And we ran the 88 XPR at Bradenton, but that was the only time we ran it. It had 4 passes on it, I guess. The turbo that we borrowed is a ProMod 98. We borrowed it from Eric Starbug. He works at TKM Performance, who's the shop that did our machine work this last go round. So yeah, I mean, it's a 140 AR. We were kind of concerned if it would spool, on the starting lines, being it's a small cubic inch engine, and also, being a stick shift, we were afraid it might not stay on top of the turbo from gear to gear, when the RPM pulls back down, but it actually worked pretty well. We made our best 60-foot, 8-mile, basically every incremental was the best we've ever done, and the weather wasn't nearly as good as it was at World Cup, so we're pretty happy with that.
All right, so walk me through, what was the first couple shakedown runs all the way to the finals?
Very first run was a test hit we did Thursday evening. We missed the first test hit that day, but late Thursday evening it ran a 745, I believe it was, and that was just kind of a little bit of a turn down tune-up to make sure the turbo was going to make the boost we expected and not overshoot. Then we went into the first round of qualifying and ran a 732. Second round of qualifying we ran a 732, and then that was the end of qualifying. There was supposed to be 5 rounds of qualifying, and we had planned on getting a lot more aggressive with the tune and seeing how close we could come to the 6s or 200 mile an hour. Everybody keeps talking about 200 mile per hour, but when they cut it down to 2 qualifying rounds, we we didn't want to go into like rounds of competition, you know, trying things. We ended up #1 qualifier, so we kind of just left the tune alone. And I think we ran another, maybe another 732, I think even. And then we ran a 731, and in the finals we ran a 728. So super consistent, if nothing else.
So what was the exact class that you walked away with the trophy?
It was the stick shift challenge elite. They break the field into 2 categories. Basically, they take the top 16 qualifiers and it becomes stick shift elite, and then the remaining cars, 17 through 32, run stick shift pro.
Cool. And you went up. Who'd you go up against in the finals?
Yandro in the Minion, yellow Mustang. He's the fastest stick shift powered, you know, Ford powered stick shift car.
Right on. So he's been at a lot of the races, and you guys have become kind of friends, right?
We're pretty good friends. You know, we see him at most of all the big events, and he also comes to a couple of our local events here. He's from Florida. His lineup guy actually helps me line up usually when he's able to come, so it's pretty nice to have. As long as we're not paired together, you know, he'll help us both. So yeah, definitely good friends, and his car is really close to mine. You know, for us to work out to be in the final round together, you know, that was pretty good, because he was running 40s. He was #2 qualifier. We ran 30s, so we knew it'd be a good match.
Did he end up missing a gear? What did he end up doing in the final round?
Yeah, I don't think he actually missed the gear, but he was about a car length back, I guess. He said he was basically right at our back tire, and he over-revved in 3rd. So he hit the limiter, and of course, I guess it was close to the finish anyway, so I guess, you know, what any smart racer would do at that point is, you know, he weren't going to win, so he just, you know, aborted the run at that point where he had over-revved it, and to save his car, you know.
Right on. So what are future plans? You got to figure out what's going on with the old turbo, and
yeah, we're sending the turbo back to Precision to have them check it out. Like I said, we had a huge backfire on the chassis dyno, and that's, I'm sure, what caused it to fail. So they'll repair it. We may make some changes to that turbo. They've got a different compressor housing, I think, now for X275 that should benefit it. Hopefully we can do that, and might make a change to a larger turbine housing as well, seeing as how good the 98 worked with the big 140. But yeah, we'll get that one fixed and put it back on, and you know, eventually I had hoped we would buy this 98, but I think it ran so good that Eric decided he might want to keep it for his own car instead. Same reasons, you know, it's a big turbo, and he felt like a smaller turbo might suit his, you know, needs or combination better. But since we were able to make it work with a much smaller engine than he's going to have, he's decided to keep it and stick with it, and you know, I don't blame him for that.
Hold on. And another thing, there's all kinds of noise going on in the background. So while you were gone, how's the shop different? Or not while you were gone, but right around the same time now, the shop's been changed, right?
Yeah. So as before we were, you know, planning to leave, we were making a lot of changes in the shop, taking lifts down and such, you know, because we don't work on as many cars anymore, really none for customers. But basically as we were leaving, they were assembling or setting up a new CNC mill, and you know, while I was gone, the guys here basically revamped the whole shop, moved shipping to the warehouse portion of the shop where we're at right now, and the machine's fully up and going, so should be seeing a lot of new products that we haven't really had the machine power or manpower to do prior outside of our normal production. So, and one of those items was the billet front plate that we've shown everybody a couple of times. So we ran that in Texas, and everything went good with that. So we'll be seeing that on our page, the Performance Facebook and website soon. Should be ready to sell.
And so that billet front plate is what was run at TX2k.
Yeah, this first time we ran it, we didn't test it or anything anywhere. We just put it on fresh for Texas, And of course, like I said, the car was super consistent. We made a bunch of fast passes. I think the slowest 60 foot I had the whole weekend was a 121. And then after that, every 60 foot was in a 116 to a 118 range. So we were pretty aggressive with power off the line. And once we got back, we disassembled the transmission just yesterday. Everything looks great. So we think it's going to be a game changer for the durability of the gears in the T56s and Magnums.
Yonder, Mr. Gear. Jonathan wins 728. 196. New personal best. Sick performance. Rubber.